Now I would like to take a look at the writing process in our class. How do you imagine a writer? When you close your eyes and think about a writer, what do they look like? What is their writing process? What is your writing process? Let me give you some examples. Do you picture the romantic writer? The person who sits down to pen the great American novel? The ideas flow perfectly from their head to their pen. This is one version of a writer. Or do you picture someone at a typewriter, clicking away at the keys with little effort? Or when you think about writing, do you picture someone who is frustrated? Who can't get it right the first time? Who takes multiple efforts to get the first sentence correct? Or is writing a messy process with lots of notes and rewriting? This one looks like who I imagine myself when I am writing, the messy kind of writer, the one who has notebooks full of ideas and is having a hard time picking out what I want to write about. No matter how you picture a writer, it is important to know that writing is a process. It doesn't happen in one sitting, and it doesn't happen overnight. You have to follow many steps before something is a good piece of writing. And whether you are a student or a professional, you'll follow a version of this model: pre-writing, drafting, revising, editing, and then finally publication, or submitting it for a grade. The first part of writing is generating ideas, or brainstorming. In this class, we will always have a brainstorming draft to help you narrow down your ideas. You can free write, answer brainstorming questions, or use lots of other methods you will experience in this class to help you get your ideas before actually putting pen to paper. The next important part is coming up with a thesis. A thesis should be a one-sentence statement of your main argument or idea for your paper. I will show you in the next couple of weeks how to create a powerful thesis to get your paper started on the right foot. After you create your thesis, we'll go on to the next parts of the writing process, which is creating an outline and draft of your paper. We will always outline first. When writing a large paper, it is helpful to have a roadmap of what you would like to write about. Each type of essay will have a slightly different roadmap, and we will break these down as we go through this semester. Once you have your outline, then you will be asked to create a draft. My advice is for you is to just sit and write the draft. Don't worry about spelling or grammar. Just worry about forming your ideas, examples, and getting them onto the page. Anne Lamott calls this the shitty first draft. This is a draft that tries to form ideas, but not nitpick. It gets you writing rather than editing as you go. And hopefully this draft will help you avoid writer's block, as you can always change what you write after this draft. You're not stuck with the first thing that comes to the paper. The next step in your process is number 5, the workshop or peer review. Your goal here is to bring your draft to class and get responses from your peers and professor on your writing. We will workshop each paper and conference over papers 1 and 2 to ensure that you get feedback before the next writing step. That next writing step is the part of the process known as revising, editing, and proofreading. Revising happens between earlier drafts and focuses on changing larger ticket items, such as the focus of the paper, its organization, deleting anything that's off topic, adding anything that you maybe forgot, strengthening what you have written, and clarifying or maybe adding more examples to give a better idea of what you are talking about in your paper. This will change the big picture of your essay, so don't get bogged down in the nitpicky details of grammar and punctuation just yet. Save that for editing. In this step, you will read the essay line by line to change sentences, language, grammar, and any typos that you might have. Once you have finished your editing process, you always want to give it one last proofread. So you'll want to read it really close and out loud to look for typos and spelling. Reading it out loud will help you catch all of those little mistakes that you might not be able to see by just looking at your computer. As you move from revising to editing to proofreading, your focus should narrow and the essay should become a cleaner, more professional draft. This takes time, so plan ahead to avoid doing this the night before the essay is due. Trust me, you want to do this way before you have to turn in the paper.